What's up, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition. And yes, usually the amazing Amanda joins me right now, but she is stuck in traffic. So we're going to wait just a little bit to make sure she gets in. One shot for every Omni Omar owns. Dude, that's a lot. That is a lot. Hello, what's up, Rael? Will Thor and Love and Thunder be dethroned? Find out in the next time on Dragon Ball Z. Love and Thunder should have been on a throne. Should have never been on a throne. This is gonna be fun. But can Phase 4 beat Goku though? Being sarcastic. Yeah, so thank you so much to the people that actually sent us their tier rankings. We'll be sharing those on the chat with just using first names, not last names. The answer is always no when it's X beat Goku. Yeah, except Gohan, right? We want drunk Omar. We demand it. You got him. I don't think you have an option. Good evening, Minties. Good pre-journey people. Pre-journey. What does everybody think is going to take the number one spot? Last place. This is going to be interesting because I'm interested to know like the people in the chat. And then we had different opinions when it came to the tier that we got. That's really cool because there are movies that I thought everybody hated, or there are TV shows that I thought, oh, I assume everybody liked this. Nope. Everybody has a difference of opinion. I love it. Eternals for sure is last. It's going to be interesting. Guys, I have a theory. What if Omar is secretly the one running Near Mint Condition? It would make sense because he's in every video. Thank you, Jack. Hey, never mind. So yes, if you're here tonight and you actually sent in your tiers, I think we're going to show like the first 20 or so because we got a lot. We weren't expecting that many, but thank you all. Eternals wasn't bad. See what I mean? Some people love things that others hate. Last space. Oh, Omar is wearing the same shirt he had at his previous stream. That's right. I just came from my Ask Me Anything, which was a lot of fun. Are you a robot? Is this a record? Stop quoting me. Omar, looking snazzy as always. My dude, Josh, thank you for the kind words, my man. Groot Shorts getting top billing for the Alf mention, I bet. Yeah. You know, nobody really considers those to be part of canon, which is so strange. Leonard, what's up, my brother? How are you? Hello from Phoenix. What's up, Phoenix? Ateed, how are you, my brother? High spoilers is going to be with Panther. Haven't seen it yet. I mean, we are talking about our rankings and why, so maybe a little bit, not too much. Hey, Tiana, how are you doing? Eternals is not nearly that bad. Please go easy on my baby. Okay, we will. Did you have money at stake? You called it your baby. I love that. More characters. Which you want next? Nope. What are you doing? No, this isn't the AMA. What's good, Logan? How are you, brother? How are you? Jesse, say what? What's going on, brother? Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Good evening, Matt. Wait, I missed the AMA. Oh, dude, the AMA was at 6, and I had TikTok Tina join me because Melanie is sick. So she probably won't be able to join me tomorrow. Let's see here. Hey, Omar, greetings from Halifax. Did you see that CGN has all 4 volumes of the Spawn Deluxe reprints, and they are limited right now because they don't know how many they're going to print. And I will say that and Kill or Be Killed also has a weird print run too, which is being reprinted. I love your YouTube channel and content. Thank you so much, Aiden. That is so kind, man. That is so kind. Yeah, I'm sorry you missed the AMA, man. It was at 6 this time. It's weird times. Haven't done one of these live streams in a while. Tavon, dude, how have you been? Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, she came home sick, and she was really looking forward to doing the Ask Me Anything. Hi, I hope you are doing well. Spider-Man No Way Home is my first place for Phase 4 rating. I love it. Damn, I hope Melanie's feeling better. Me too, man. I don't like it when she's sick. I don't, because it's hard. Because my youngest came home with a stomach ache, and now Melanie's sick. That means, oh no, I hope I don't get sick. I said kind words. You did? Did you? Was that you? Let's see. Catching up with the chat. PO 2 covers of Batman Spawn only to see the deluxe edition coming out. Glow in the dark McFarlane cover, worth it though. What I tell myself. I mean, McFarlane artwork, Frank Miller's artwork, sure. I mean, it was inevitable, right? That's the way that I see it. I knew it was going to come. I just didn't think it was going to come that soon. My goodness. All right. Amanda says she is almost home. Let me make sure that she is okay. All right. Not going to lie. Majority of Phase 4 was way worse than Black Adam. Ooh, ouch. Can't wait to see your thoughts. Bar, did you fill out the tier? Let me, Amanda put the tier up. So let me share the tier for you fine folks. Forgot I'm doing this live and I have other people waiting on me. So at this moment, I just want to remind everybody to smash that like button, please. That does help out with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. That would be very kind if you did that. And let me make sure that I have the thing shared here. Okay, there we go. Why am I looking there? What is wrong with me? Now, to come out in the open, I have been drinking. I drink in the Ask Me Anything, which is a part of our Patreon tier. So I'm kind of feeling it right now. Let's give a preview of the AMA. Waiting for Amanda. Can you invite Tina on to review movies while we wait for Amanda? Oh, Joey, you take care, buddy. Take care, buddy. I mean, good. Just busy. Ibsy and Michael Emmon still around. They both are. I haven't seen Ibsy for a minute, honestly. But I do see Michael Emmon from time to time. So nice to catch you on live. It's been a while. Martin, how are you, my brother? Hope you've been well. Just waiting on my wonderful co-host to join me. She is stuck in traffic. Drunk Omar. And why is my camera doing this? And of course, my camera's going to do this because it's feeling a little tipsy. Oh, damn. We got a tipsy Dilf. Yeah, you do. Totally modded. Totally. Going to watch the World Cup, Omar. I watch it, even though Peru's not in there. It's okay. It's okay, man. First stream in a minute, man. I get drunk, Omar. Let's go. I mean, it's me and my camera are drunk right now. So, yes, you do. Also, we'll be asking those hints Tina gave us. Oh, yes, you will. WandaVision. Where's WandaVision fit for you, Robert Marquez? Favorite piece of headwear? I'm going to go with the tiara. Wonder Woman's tiara just does something for me. Yeah. Doing good. Really busy, but I always try to keep up with the content. Dude, much love to you, Martin. Thank you. Thank you, man. Beer drinkers and hell raisers. Yes. Oh, do you remember that video? I for real did that. I should do somebody in the comments of that video said you should do this live. So somebody showed me the Whatnot app and I was doing the Whatnot, like looking, just seeing what's out there. And I'm like, oh man, it's a live auction of all these animes. Sergio Acosta, Avengers Omnibus Volume 1, please, David. I am not David. But as I mentioned on my Saturday live stream, I have let David know and Marvel know about the Avengers. Let's just say you might be a happy guy. WandaVision better than Spider-Man. I love it. Love the difference of opinion. Now, again, before we even start this, everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether they loved Love and Thunder and you didn't, or whether they loved WandaVision and you didn't. What I don't want is people to argue. I think it's wonderful that everybody comes in from a different angle, right? There are people that love things like She-Hulk and Moon Knight, and you may not, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. That's wonderful. Hello, Omar from France, and everyone. Thank you so much, Alex. December's looking like a huge month of Omnis, if nothing's pushed back. Knock on wood. There are a couple things that are pushed back, but that can't be. Like, I heard this book is pushed back. Silver Surfer. That it's pushed back to March, but that can't be because I got it. Usually I get this a couple, sometimes a month before the book comes out. So I hope that it does come out in December because it's such a good book. Netflix, no, MCU is strictly just MCU. So the Disney Plus stuff that came out for Phase 4 and the Phase 4 movies, that's what's going to be included in here. Let me actually, Amanda did this wonderful thing on our community page on YouTube where she shared where you can fill out your own rankings. So if you want to fill out your own rankings, let me give you the link. I'll post it in. I'll post it in the chat right now. How about that? That'll be better. So yeah, right here. It's our Real Talk that she made it herself. Real Talk ranking here. There we go. That's the page where you can go and rank it yourself. If you could only resurrect one BG, that is an AMA question. As long as someone has something they love in these crazy comic book multiverses, then that's all that matters. Well said, Hayden. You are such a good human being. What phase is NMC? We're on phase 2 right now. Phase 2. Phase 2 has been rough. Let me tell you something, man. Because YouTube, I'm sure if you've been watching a lot of YouTube channels, every YouTuber has already told you, my goodness, how much the game has changed for YouTube. It's insane. It's bad. Like it's just a little inside scoop. It's what's going on. So people have to change what they do. People have to change where they show videos. And they're not lying. They went from Google AdSense to YouTube revenue, which is insane. New Republic, this one here, January. I think let's. I want to say. I want to say that might still be moving around some. So let's not say that. That it's what's it called the definitive date. I think right now people are just throwing dates, retailers, because they don't know exactly what's going on. And keep in mind, a lot of things are coming from overseas. Always on top of the game. What is NMC? Nachos may crumple. Love it. All right. So Amanda is just a minute from home. I love doing this play-by-play. Will you be doing a phase 5? Absolutely, we will. Amanda and I do love doing these like for every phases. We love reviewing these comic book movies. We're thinking maybe like doing something fun for Christmas, like doing Christmas movies and stuff like that. You got to read that material though, Omar. It's as good as Old Republic, dude. Let me tell you how hard it is to do overviews sometimes because like I just finished. Let me see. I finished the Marvels, some of the Marvels. I'll be honest, I didn't read all the best Marvel stories by Stan Lee because I'm working on my best standalone graphic novels. Oh, post the link. No, Amanda's not driving. Her husband is. This is the link right there for Tier Maker. Sorry about that. I posted it in the comment section, and that's where you can go and make your own tier. And if you want to email it to us, feel free to email it to us as you're watching it live at nearmintcon@gmail.com. That's our email address, and I'll be happy to share it with people. Like we picked the top 20 plus people that emailed us first, but if you're watching it live, I can make exceptions. That's what I do. I make exceptions all the time. Or I'm thinking of reading either Batman by Scott Snyder Omnibus or New X-Men by Morrison. Which should I read? I think Batman is a great starting point. I will say Morrison's their run on New X-Men is phenomenal, and it gets a lot of praise, and rightly so. So I think if you like X-Men, go with New X-Men. If you like Batman more, go for Batman by Scott Snyder. You're not going to be disappointed. Please tell Amanda not planning to do a synopsis of all the movies before we break this down. Because that kind of dude, you know you miss Amanda's synopsis. For the chat, Josh Greathouse is not only a great maker of comics. Check out Bang, Ballad of the Tiger. But he's telling the truth. The NMC Patreon is a great time and worth the Discord alone. Man, I actually joined the Discord. Thanks for letting me on, guys. Thank you. I was on PRH right now last night, and they changed the Christopher Black Panther. Yes, they changed the cover, and I'm so confused. I'm going with standard. How many pages, my brother? How many pages are in my collection? Oh my god, a million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million. I don't know why I said that. SX 415 New Warriors Forever hats. My brother, you already know. I'm looking at my New Warriors Volume 2 right now. Oh my gosh. That book did not get pushed back, by the way. That book is actually coming out. Bar, are you going to go to bed? Send me your tier first, okay? Send me your tier first. This is our link to our Patreon. Thank you so much to our moderators. You don't need to watch the movie with Amanda's in-depth analysis. Yes, I personally haven't watched the movie since 1933 because of Amanda's analysis. She's so good at that. She's so good at that. I don't know how you read everything, dude, for your videos. It takes me almost a week. I'll tell you my secret, man. And God bless America. What's happening to my camera? Here's the thing. Like, I've already read a lot of the stuff. So sometimes I don't read everything. Sometimes I reread some issues that are in a collection. Dude, how are you? Jesse, I haven't seen you for a minute, man. And then sometimes if it's new material, I'll try to read it, but then realize, oh, I got to go and move on to something else. So I do. And what's happening here? Whoa. Is anybody else getting mine screwed? What's happening here? It's one of those things that I've had to learn to do because I do this for a living. Now, if it was just fun, like, as you know, collecting and stuff, then I would just read, and then because the way that I used to do things were read a collection cover to cover and then move on to the next thing. That's it. That's how I would do. Omar's so drunk, that was my Patreon. I'm not that drunk, am I? I did the tier thing. How do I send it? Email it to me. Email it to us at nearmancon@gmail.com. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I can't hear you. Can anybody hear Amanda? I can't hear you. Oh my god, am I going deaf? What's happening? Someone's trying to hack into your live. It's Amanda's hacking in my live. Check your settings and make sure your microphone's turned on. There you check your settings. You sound amazing. You can't hear her. Stop it.
Can you hear me or not?
I can hear you now. What'd you do? Plug in your
I changed my audio setting. Hey, everyone. I am so sorry.
So
apparently something bad happened on the main road that takes us back from my in-laws' house. So bad that we had to turn all the way around and go around our town, which usually should only be a 10-minute drive, but it turned into a way longer drive than it should have. And so I apologize. But good evening, everyone. How are you all?
These guys got me drunk, Amanda.
I know. I could tell already. And I had a lot of wine at my in-laws' house, as one does to stave off the in-laws, if you will.
Well, I hope everybody's okay. I hope it wasn't a bad wreck. I hope it's just some kind of detour they're doing.
No, I'm going to tell you, if they had to shut a road down and make you turn around, I don't know if that's a good sign. So I'm hoping that it's good, but I am not holding that. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Hey, everyone. Good evening. I'm here. The in-laws are not watching. No, they are not, Tavon. You don't have to worry about that.
Tavon's here, man.
Or maybe I don't have to. Atit, hello.
He's doing better, brother. He's doing better, man. Thank you so much for that, Atit. You have that happy look for someone who had to deal with their in-laws.
No, I like my in-laws. One of them is Omar's uncle. I guess they're both his uncle and aunt, so never mind. That's they're like that one.
I'm not related to my aunt, apparently. Was this Kentucky? So that made it really weird. People are trying to line up like the chart of like how we're related. Okay, Omar.
It's a really cool mystery. If anyone ever figures it out, I would love to hear how they think we're related.
Omar, thank you. You take care of yourself. It's 3:15 in Israel, and she was nice enough to stay with us and send me her tier.
Yes, we're gonna check it out. Unstoppable Bar. I promise you. If Omar didn't already put it in here, he will.
Then,
and Yeah, and I know that. So we are talking about the Marvel Phase 4 projects that have happened from WandaVision to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. We're going to go ahead and rank them. If you have been following our social media, you know that I have discovered the wonderful tool called Tier Maker. And so that is what we are using to do our ranking. So instead of the typical 16 all the way to 1, because we all know once you get in the middle, it's like apples and pears, depending on what goes into what goes into like 13, 12, 11. So found Tier Maker, thought it was a great thing for us to use to do this live stream tonight, to instead of just 16 through 1 ranking, let's do it by let's lump them together in different categories. What was the best of the best and what was the worst of the worst? And Omar came up with the category titles because he is good like that.
I'm good like that.
Good
like Groot and good at the same time.
Good and Groot, yes. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut my door. Okay.
All right.
My husband's going to try to put my baby to sleep. Okay.
Innovation. Tier list, yes. The Stargirl count as Phase 4. I like this, Tevon. Amanda, what is your social media, if you don't mind, Amanda?
Oh, I will write it in the chat, Logan. It is last of, I have to change it actually because I don't live here anymore. Last of George.
Giving yourself away. Omar and Amanda, for your rankings, will there be spoilers about the movie? Some people still haven't seen Black Panther 2 yet and stuff. I thought we'll talk about like aspects of the movie that we enjoyed and not go into details. So how about that?
Yeah. I can't guarantee we won't talk about spoilers for like WandaVision, which came out last year, but for Black Panther, and what's the? I mean, Werewolf by Night would be the next newest, and She-Hulk, right? Mm-hmm. As far as the newer properties, so we may not go into like major We're probably not going to go into major spoilers, but at least for Black Panther, definitely not, because that did just come out.
Ben, I'm gonna tell Melanie that I'm coming up to Columbus in December, and we're gonna hang out, brother, because I love that city. Plus, my buddy Oddfell lives there, and we can go to 16-bit, that arcade. So if you're serious about that bed, let me rephrase that for people that didn't know what I'm talking about. He offered me a place to stay while he goes to GalaxyCon together.
Oh, it's awesome.
Not a bed to share with him. That's what I meant. Like, he's got an extra bed.
Awesome.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. All right, you're in Cleveland? Well, then you come down and party with us, brother. We're going to Columbus.
So as we're working on this, let's go ahead and get started. All right.
YearMakeCon@gmail.com. Why is that up?
So that was for everyone who wants to go ahead and share. Let me go ahead and put the link in the chat as well. If you haven't already done it, now we may not be able to get to everyone's tiers on this list. Obviously, Omar and I are going through our own tiers, and then we're going to share some of the ones that have been emailed to us throughout the week since we posted this link on social media. Oh, Omar already posted it. Thank you, Omar. But if you want to do it live while we're also talking about it, feel free. You can send it, and then we'll probably throw some of those up on social media as well. So you'll probably see them in our reel on Instagram Reels or Facebook Stories, things like that. So we're still going to share them with everyone if you want to have your ranking shared. So go ahead and fill it out if you are interested in doing that.
Yes. If you want to hit F11, we can go full screen, baby.
Oh, thanks. We'll do it on this one. Oops.
No, there should be a hotkey up at the top.
You just made me lock out of my thing. Nope.
Here, make condition. We're always ready for anything. What's this crazy new tool you guys are using? It's called the internet.
It is called the internet.
Like, yeah, there you go. See, F11, man.
Yeah, I hit the FN key. I don't know what I was doing.
Dude, we're using. Let me tell you, your make conditions going on Mastodon tonight.
Oh, blast! I'm all over Mastodon. It's funny to think that just because James Gunn had tweeted something that a bunch of people are starting to start using Mastodon as Twitter.
Make condition is on Mastodon. That's why we're going on Mastodon. All right.
Okay, so here is our tiers, just to give you an idea of what our tier rankings look like before we start to dive into them. So obviously at the top, the red is going to be our premiere of the best, right? and we titled that. Omar, you can go ahead and give us the title since you made them.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to get creative with the titles and not make them like 5 stars and 4 stars or 3 stars. So I went with the lowest tier being Go Home MCU, You're Drunk. And the next tier up from that that's a yawn with a Y, and it's exactly where you think it is. And that's from Madison from She-Hulk to take on what she said. Disney Plus it is just, halfway, middle of the road. And then bringing us back to the movies with their pelvic sorcery. Of course, a line taken from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the next tier up. And then the best of the best is My Spidey Sense Isn't the Only Thing Tingling. You're welcome.
Yeah. So
there's also my pickup lines at bars, by the way.
Yeah. So to start off,
throwing Morbius in there.
No,
Morbius it was Sony only, right? Is that why?
Yes. Yeah. So let's put some stipulations. No, Black Adam, people, is not going to be on this list. Someone asked.
Why are we not adding Black Adam?
Black Adam will not be on this list. Anything that's not directly related, like it is an actual MCU, Marvel, Disney promoted project, will probably not be on this. So Morbius will not be on this list.
Hold on a second.
Who's pelvic?
Guardians of the Galaxy special. So Guardians of the Galaxy special is kind of like the epilogue to Phase 4. So that's why we didn't throw it in. We will be reviewing it at the end of the year separately, but we just wanted to focus on
more at the end of this month because it comes out next Friday. But yes, we will be.
What?
Yeah, but we'll be reviewing it.
About Black Friday?
Yeah, it comes out the 25th is Black Friday, right?
Well, you can't be on the road, Amanda. We got things to talk about.
I am on the road, but I'll be back in time. Bunkmaster, as soon as we get a Mastodon server, we are going to make sure
we got a Mastodon server. I'm already on.
It's going to happen.
My buddy Taylor's on top of that.
There we go.
All right. So, how are we going to do this?
All right. So,
and first of all, do y'all want to see our faces, or do you want to go full page blowout? Or we can be here, but I don't know if you see enough of us.
Yes. All right. So let's start right in the middle, right? Because obviously you guys are probably like, you really want to know what our best of the best and worst of the worst are. But let's just start with Disney Plus it. So these were things that were.
Whoa, you're starting middle of the road. This is gonna get crazy, man. Okay.
Yes. So these were things that they were good. They weren't like maybe A level. They weren't necessarily C, like I really am iffy on this, but they were just something that you were pretty much, this is something I would watch on Disney Plus and I'd be fine with it. So let's do Omar first. So Omar, what is one of your first Disney Plus? Do you have any in that category? You may not, but I'm curious. Do you have any in the Disney Plus category?
I sent it to you. Then I sent it to you.
I know, but you're going to tell me and I'm going to move it live on air.
Oh, so you expect me to remember my list? This is a lot. This is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Whew. Okay, what do we got here? Disney Plus it. I think for the middle of the road, I put things like Black Widow. Black Widow's middle of the road.
Yes. And I would agree with that. Black Widow was also in my pick for Disney Plus it. And I also have some fun memes to go along with these for some reason because I thought that would be hilarious.
Memes, everybody.
Yes. And this pretty much sums up Black Widow. She gets her own movie after 12 years. And of course, there's the coronavirus. Ouch. And so Black Widow was plagued by, it should have happened way earlier in the MCU, way before Phase 4. It didn't for, I'm sure, a myriad of reasons. And then when it finally happens, we get a pandemic. It gets prolonged. And then it kind of gets shafted where it's not only released in theaters, but on Disney Plus on the same day. And I think a lot of that played into the whole idea of Black Widow and the story for me. I don't know about you, Omar, but it was a good story, but it just wasn't. At this point, we didn't need a backstory for a character we'd already seen died on screen, if that makes sense. So
Best thing about this movie, Florence Pugh.
Well, the introduction of Yelena was probably one of the best parts of this. Yes.
I just meant Florence Pugh.
Oh, okay. Well, Florence Pugh was a great part of that movie.
Oh my gosh, I would watch that woman in anything. She is so amazing, and she was really funny and charming in this. And it really did brighten up the movie. It had some bad CG, middle of the road, and that's why I was like, Disney Plus it. Yeah, sure, stream it. I don't think you should go to the theater and risk going through a pandemic. So yeah, Disney Plus. It was okay as far as me.
Yeah, no, it was in my category too. That was also in my Disney Plus category. And Dylan, I think Dylan Nuck said it properly. No proper Budapest storyline. It is true. We were teased the whole Budapest storyline, and again, that's not we got like a flashback of it, but not a lot of it. And of course, it played into Taskmaster's origin story. And I know a lot of people were let down with Taskmaster.
I was let down with Taskmaster because I hate clones. I don't need any more of those type of characters. Give that character its own identity, and it was middle of the road for me, and it could have been a lot better, especially for a character that
deserved it.
How long have we been waiting for this movie? It took place in Ohio. Thank you so much for that, Bunkmaster B. Black Widow should get an S tier rating for taking place at the beginning in Ohio, Omar's daughter's favorite state. Yeah, Alicia loves that state. I don't know why.
Exactly.
Buddha, I don't know if we'll ever get that, honestly. Black Widow was one of my favorite openings of all MCU movies. I was trying to think what happened.
The opening was the Nirvana song, and you had the slow version of Smells Like Teen Spirit and the kids. It was dark. It was probably the darker openings of a Marvel movie. That is for sure. And
Jet, I love you, buddy, but I did not agree. I hate when classic songs are slowed down like that.
Well, it was. I think it wasn't the original too. I think it was a cover of the song.
Was it? You
mean? Oh yeah,
Cobain did not slow down. Sweet Smells Like what?
We're never gonna do this.
Bold move calling Taskmaster a character. I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it. That's all I'm going to say.
It is what it is.
I was just not happy with what they did with Taskmaster. Not because I'm a comic book fan of Taskmaster, because I am, just because if I was going into this movie and I was like, oh, this is a cool new character. Oh, that's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Come at me, Omar. No, we're not doing that. You are entitled to your opinion. I love X23 though. All right. So next one, we're still in the Disney Plus. Do you have any more you want to put in this category? I think I did. I'm trying to find my email.
All right. I'll go ahead and put one in the category.
Is this my list or your list? Because our lists are different. My list
is true. Well, I'll have to un-F11 it and go to
un-F11 it. Look at you, you IT. Look at you. What's up, Super Laugh? How are you, buddy? I got your email, my brother.
See, look what happens now. I'm all messed up now because
you got all kinds of viruses now. I'm sorry. Look, it won't let you. It won't let you. So we have to share.
Okay. So
what?
Yeah.
You're gonna remember what I said? Oh, this is gonna be so hard.
All right. So for me, another one I had put in to the Disney Plus would be Hawkeye. For me, I enjoyed it, and the middle was a little bit slow. I love the introduction of bringing back Wilson Fisk, and I really did like the introduction of Haley Steinfeld as our new our younger Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, but it still was missing something for me that I'm glad it was a Disney Plus special that it was on, or a series special, limited series, and that's where I would have put it. It kind of was just middle of the road for me. It didn't elevate it for me at all, and it wasn't the bottom of the bottom. So that one right there sits in the middle. So what about you, Omar?
Oh, you can go ahead and move it.
Oh, you want to put Hawkeye in yours too?
No, I'm going to share mine. This is how we're going to do it.
Okay.
You go ahead and put it where you think it belongs. and then I'm going to present mine, and then I'll show yours when it's your turn, and that way we both get to go.
Well,
And
that sounds a lot easier.
Bob,
Go ahead.
because this stupid thing won't let you share. Okay, so here's mine. I disagree. I actually really enjoyed Hawkeye. I
Okay.
thought Hawkeye started off good. It got a little slow. It gave me a lot of good character development. It gave me a beautiful moment between Hawkeye and this young girl, Kate Bishop.
Okay.
And I actually really started caring about the characters. It did one thing that comic book movies haven't done, but we've seen in comic books, and that is
Mhm.
talking about the ramifications of what happens when you are a superhero. What happens when you're not Superman. You're a normal guy that shoots arrows. He starts losing his hearing, and I like that. I like that aspect of things.
Yeah.
So while it wasn't my favorite one, I think to me at least it was above average. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
But that's why I think it's just a step up. It's not quite at the very top, but I guess it surprised me how much I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And yeah, people call me out already. Florence P was also in that one too.
That does help a
She was
lot when you
great.
bring her into the
Great in
mix. Yes. Yeah,
But
no,
I can
I
see why you and most people would probably put it at the middle ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
So ladies next. Amanda,
All right.
where would you go?
Do I have anything else? So, as far as the middle of the road, I actually have a few on this list. The other one I'd put in there is Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, ouch! Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I'm shocked.
I
Totally
wanted more for this movie. I was really excited going into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, coming out of Spider-Man No Way Home, coming out of WandaVision, and I don't like the direction they took Wanda's character at all. I don't like that it was just really just boiled down to this one thing, and I felt like I love Sam Raimi's, the Sam Raimi touches to it, the little bit of horror aspects that he brought to some of the scenes and things like that. But then there were just some things that were just so dumb, and I can't get over it. I think this one right here best sums it up. When he basically reveals Black Bolt's power to Wanda, and then she makes him explode because she removes his mouth. Because that's not what Mr. Fantastic would do. I feel like he would be a little bit
that universe is Mr. Fantastic.
I guess our universe might be better, but I was slightly disappointed with this film. The way it, just from the jumping, not that I don't like movies that jump into action. There's plenty of movies that do that, but I felt like this movie didn't really give you time to really explore some of the characters that need to explore, particularly Wanda, because we're boiling it down to her being possessed by this dark hold and this obsession. And I feel like there's more to it than that. So I was disappointed with this film. So for me, it was I could have Disney Plus that and be okay. In hindsight, obviously I didn't go see it in theaters, but I could have just Disney Plus Doctor Strange and been okay. Like I had yet to rewatch that since it's been out. I have not rewatched.
I've seen it twice. A lot of people agreeing with you. For me, I'm sorry, I disagree, Amanda. I absolutely loved.
Wow, really?
I thought it was. I love Sam Raimi.
Well, yes,
I love the idea of a character going bad, and if a character is going to go bad, then she has to have a purpose to go bad, and it was the idea of having her children no matter what, and I thought that was a great. You call it a MacGuffin or whatever, but I thought it was a great idea to make her go bad, and she went bad early. I absolutely loved it. I love the Sam Raimi. There's a lot of Sam Raimi tropes in this movie. I know it could have been a lot more, but there were so many, including the Deadites when Doctor Strange went all Deadite. And it's not the alcohol talking. I actually really liked the movie. It had some,
that is surprising.
The CG could have been better. I will say that. It definitely could have been better, but I think for what it was a lot of fun, and there were a lot of dark elements that I really enjoyed about it. And the musical fight, I thought, some people might find hokey, and I respect that, but I thought that was really unique. I thought it was a really cool take on a fight scene that, could have gone one or two ways, especially when you're dealing with magical characters. America Chavez, cute, grew on me. Yeah, sure. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better MCU Phase 4 movies. This is one that's really interesting because a lot of people are like you, put it middle of the road or put it at the bottom. Didn't really dig it, but I really dug it. I thought it was fun.
Wow.
I love when a good character goes bad.
Well, no, and I agree. I love when a good character goes bad too, but I don't know. I felt like we had gotten so the problem I had with it is that you get so much growth by the end of WandaVision, where she has to accept her fate for all of it. I get that she's possessed by the Darkhold, but something about it that it was drilled down to that so much, and the way that Doctor Strange, the way it was all handled, and using America Chavez was the MacGuffin, right? That was the real MacGuffin. Yeah. It wasn't the Darkhold. It was America Chavez. She needed her powers in order to do what she needed to do. Mm-hmm. And that was a good way to introduce America Chavez. But I don't know. There's just something about the movie that just didn't sit right with me.
And I'll be honest with you. It doesn't click with everybody. But for me, a fan of, Evil Dead and all Sam Raimi movies, I thought it was a really unique movie for Marvel to do. It went places that I thought, this was a really cool way to do it.
Yeah, Ryan said I didn't care for the movie or like the music, no fight. And that was one of the standout moments. There were like that, and I'll admit some of the Raimi stuff, like when Zombie Strange is talking.
Deadeye.
I love that stuff. Now, that stuff I really enjoyed. And I think, someone had put it that they didn't take as many chances. That's what Josh said. It didn't take as many chances as it should.
I mean, it really could have gone a lot darker, but then you got to keep in mind, this is a movie you want to draw all audiences to. So it can't be that dark. Yeah. Absolutely, it could have gone darker. I agree with that. But it's also, you have to play it safe and not make it dark. And that limits your audience. And I enjoyed it. I know this is a really weird one because I see most people did not like it, or most people go about middle of the road. For me, I thought it was top tier. Loved it.
Yeah. Well,
and I would love to see what Bert just said. I would love to see a Sam Raimi director's cut. Absolutely. All right, Amanda. I'm going to grab one more beer. I'm going to go on a beer run. You go ahead and share your next one.
Okay. So all right. Well, then, as far as the Disney Plus It category, those are really they're the ones that I had mostly in my Disney Plus It category. So I guess I can start with the next one I want to talk about. And that would be, let's go to whatever, That's a Yawn with a Y, and it's exactly where you think it is. So these are movies that they weren't the worst, but they certainly weren't necessarily the best. For me, one of the first ones I would put in there is The Eternals. I didn't get to see this one in theaters because it was still around the time of the pandemic, or where the pandemic was still kind of at its height, and I wasn't really going back to the theaters yet. So I did get to see it a little bit later on Disney Plus than I would have liked to usually see Marvel movies. But a lot of things about this movie just disappointed me for the first outing of a whole group of characters we have never met before, that are just from this, the cosmic universe. So I was expecting more, and I love Chloe Zhao's cinematography and some of her direction, but I felt like this particular film dragged a little bit for me. There were some good characters in it, but because there were so many new characters, I felt like you could only get snippets of each of those characters. And it does beg the question again, where these people were during Endgame, why they choose to interfere now that something happens to their own. But for me, Eternals is just right there below the Disney Plus It. I have not revisited this movie since I watched it that, one time on Disney Plus. It wasn't, I think, Essex, you put it, it wasn't very cosmic-y, we get that nice big celestial there at the end, and that's, you know, besides their powers, that's pretty much what we get. So this one for me was more the bottom tier. It was not my cup of tea. What about you, Omar? Do you agree with Eternals placement, or do you have your own placement for Eternals?
I actually agree with the placement of this. I don't think I think it was, you know, there were aspects of it that I did enjoy. I love the actual settings that they went to, like the places where they filmed. Um, and I actually like some of the characters, but the problem with Eternals, for me at least, was there's way too many characters, and you can't have character interactions and character developments when you have that many characters. You have the Black. I always make the joke about the Black Knight going, "Oh, I gotta go. My uncle sent me on a mission," or you know, and I've joked about the sex scene, which they could have made so unique and beautiful. If you're gonna have a weird sex scene in
Yeah.
a movie, I will say that, you know, I got to give it props for what it did, though. Like, I think it was the first time we've seen a same sex relationship in a Disney movie, like a kiss
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
It was,
Um,
yeah.
it just it didn't click with me, and I found a lot of the characters boring and pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, some of the special effects were really good, and then others were just I don't know.
Yeah.
Watching it again, you know, watching it the first time, I thought it was okay, middle of the road, but then watching it again, I'm like, oh, this fell flat. Uh, yeah. So I don't know. For me, yeah, it's a if you enjoy it, more power to you. I think it's wonderful. I've my brother absolutely loves this movie. He thinks it was one of the strongest MCU movies. So good.
I
Oh yeah, he loves this movie.
That actually is on par. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
But you know, there are a lot of good things about it. I'm not saying it's a horrible movie, and it's probably one that I will watch again. Probably one that I'm not going to rush to watch again. But
No.
yeah, I think that is a good place where you put it. That's exactly where I put it.
Yeah. All right. So what else would you put in the that's a yawn with Y, and that's exactly where you think it is.
I have a lot.
Yeah, I found your ranking.
Oh,
But
you
it's
did?
not what did you think it is?
It's not. What does that mean?
I don't know. There's 4 of them, but okay. Go ahead. I'm curious to see what you're gonna put next. I think we're on the same page.
Oh, now I'm curious. I'm gonna start with the elephant in the room. She-Hulk.
Well, this is mine, so go ahead.
No. If you're putting She-Hulk, wait, you put She-Hulk not where? Okay, anyway, save your thought. Okay, I'm putting She-Hulk in the that's yawn with a Y, and it's exactly where because to me, She-Hulk started fun. And I'm like, okay, I like where they're going with this. Yes, it's not the same character I read about in the comics. They're obviously changing a lot of things, and I guess people can say they're pandering, but I kind of like her character, and I like where she's going with this. It's rude to call women elephants. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Damn you, Philip. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so it just went south fast. And the problem with She-Hulk, you know, and without spoilers, like halfway through, I was like, I don't think the writers know where they're going with the show. And sure enough, by the time we get to the finale, they wrote an ending that to me was like, they really don't know where they're going with this show. Aspects of it were fun. There were a lot of things that I think could have worked and still worked. But then it just fell flat at the end.
Okay.
Where would you
put? No.
No?
That's right.
Oh, Amanda.
Wow. I did not like She-Hulk. I really wanted She-Hulk as a woman, as a woman, a strong professional woman. But I did not like the humor in She-Hulk. I definitely did not like the CGI, and I know it's because they are overworked. They ship it off. I understand all that, but I'm still not a fan of it when you have a character who's supposed to be CGI most of the time.
Okay.
That's the one thing you should get right. I don't like how they wrapped up the story. I don't necessarily like where the story went.
Not even Charlie Cox.
I am one of those women who I don't need my story to be about being a woman. I can be a woman and just have regular problems without having to be very focused on being a woman. I did not like the humor. I did like the actress. Loved her. She was fantastic. Definitely Tatiana is standout for me, but this is one I did not care for. Then they bring in freaking Hulk at the end with his son, and what the heck was that about? I don't even know. I just was yeah, and Essex, like we got Wongers, and Madison was my least like. I did like
I said
bring
that
a character like her after we're supposed, like it just doesn't make sense to me. I just don't.
That to me is the definition of what's wrong with. God damn it! Really, right there.
He lost
with the MCU's quippy comedy, like that's the definition to me. Like they reuse the same jokes over and over until you. It's like beating a dead horse.
Oh,
and I get it.
You're funny. Who does the same thing on this? That's also on
that. Wait, we're not going there. We're not going there. Damn it. We're on a path. But I feel like there were some redeemable qualities to She-Hulk. I don't think it was bottom of the road. Like I think like Charlie Cox's episode was excellent.
Yeah, but that just gets me hyped for Daredevil Born Again. That doesn't
necessarily. No. Yeah. That is definitely not Daredevil Born Again. That is a definitely
but it makes
definitely a different type of Daredevil.
Yes.
And I God dang it, I said I would not argue with anybody, including my wonderful co-host. So I'm not going to. I'm just saying there are some redeemable qualities to the show that made me put it on my. It's not the worst of the worst. To me, it started fine. It just kind of went south. And Megan Thee Stallion, I don't have an issue with that.
I don't either. I didn't have an issue with that.
Here's the thing. While I agree that it is a comedy, it does not click with me because I'm not the target audience. I think that it's unique in a way that it's trying to find a new target audience that is not.
But I thought I was the target audience. Like I think about things
I'm thinking of like young.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's
wait. I'm sorry, that came out the wrong way.
No, you're fine. I know where I fit.
People in their early 20s, young ladies in their early 20s is what I want to say.
Yeah, I think maybe okay.
Right, yeah. That's exactly what I want to say.
But then I watch stuff like Mindy Kaling's Sex Lives of College Girls, which
I know we're not going to go there.
No, I feel like they're trying to target the same audience, but God, the writing is so effing good in that show. But Mindy Kaling is a wonderful writer. We know because she wrote a lot of The Office, right?
I think this show could have benefited from a better writing team, but
they did the lawyer scenes. The fact that the writers even said, "Well, we didn't." Omar, where are you? Okay,
hello.
Okay, they didn't even know like how to write like legal scenes and stuff. And I was like, "Well,
doesn't that make you like?" When you have like a bunch of women together and that would just belittle the writing team. Like, oh, now people have obviously ammunition to say, oh, women can't write a good writing or a good show about a lawyer.
Not true.
Which they did in Ally McBeal. So you know what I'm saying?
I think is what Michael Charles said. It was supposed to be Ally McBeal clone. I was hoping for Ally McBeal is one of the most like high, like I was expecting something like that, and then
Omar, like that was Catwoman. She-Hulk has pushed this show off the rails. Not yet.
We haven't gotten to the other one.
We got strong opinions about different things. All right.
We do.
Next up, you put me in a corner. Your turn.
Okay.
Where are we going next?
So I was still on the Y with a yawn. So another one I would put in this category.
Why with the yawn?
For me is the What If series. I watched, it was cool to see the characters, some of the episodes were better than others. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to see them all kind of come together. I wasn't really some of the animation was a little off to me. I wasn't a big fan of it, the way it was presented. And again, I think a lot of this has to do with people being rushed, but that's besides the point. But it was just okay for me. It didn't get me excited for multiverse or anything like that. All it did is that make me miss Chadwick Boseman, because that was the last time we got to hear from him, and it made me also wish that Killmonger hadn't died in Black
He
Panther.
looked like Vegeta.
Because yeah, I mean, I'm glad he. Oh wait, let's not talk about spoilers of Wakanda Forever. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Anyways, but yeah, so right there, that's where What If stands for me. What about you, Omar?
Respectfully disagree with my beautiful, smart co-host, because I put What If as my bottom. I hated What If with a passion. Let me tell you why. What If had the chance to become this wonderful experience. I forgot the What If show existed. Hold on.
Yep.
Here's the problem with What If. Number one, this is where I found out that, oh wow, I forgot. Just because you're a good actor does not make you a good voice actor. And I am talking about Sebastian Stan. I'm talking about a couple of other voice actors that were, doing their own voices in the show. And I'm like, wow, the guy that's actually playing Tony Stark makes a good Robert Downey Jr. Tony Stark.
Yeah.
But the guys that are actually playing themselves don't sound anything like themselves, because it sounds like they're just reading a script. Yeah, I was not a fan of this show. I'm glad that I know several people liked it. This to me is like probably my least favorite one, because it could have been magical, it could have been good, and the fact that they're interconnected and it just doesn't make any sense. It loses the magic of what if is, or what if the idea is, instead of gathering a team of Avengers from the What If universe. Maybe save that for later. First, tell your story. And the fact that you have had to have watched these movies to enjoy the show, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this one. Just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people really enjoyed this one. I think the best one for me was probably the Doctor Strange one, but even that one had some flaws. But
that was probably my favorite episode as well. I think someone else earlier I had highlighted it, said the Thor party episode. Yes. I don't even remember what happened in that episode, the Thor party.
So let me clarify something. While I understand that it's Chadwick Boseman's last Marvel job, and I thought he's a great actor, I also have to, take these things for what they are, right? I can't judge it based on that would be an unfair thing to do, is to okay, we got to review Wakanda Forever because we got to remember Chadwick Boseman passed away. No, Wakanda Forever still has to remain a movie, without taking into account what happened to these actors. I understand that. I just it wasn't for me, but if you enjoyed it, more power to you. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Next up, Amanda, what's for you?
All right. Do I have any more?
You ain't got no more at the bottom. Well, I got some at the bottom.
So another one that ended up on that's a yawn with a Y, and it's exactly where it should be, is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I was really excited for Sam's first outing as Captain America. I didn't like the meandering that this show had to take to get to that point for him to become Captain America. It had some great sequences. I'm glad that we got the introduction of Valentina and Allegra De Fontaine, and Wyatt Russell as what's his name? Agent.
U.S. agent.
Sorry, I'm blocking the wine's getting to me, but
I thought you were drinking water. Okay.
And then I was, the commercials made the Bucky and Sam interaction seem so funny, but then when you get there, I'm like, a lot of this seems so damn forced. The only thing I really loved was the Tolkien joke, and maybe that's because I love Tolkien so much. Yeah. So this one was just it. Yeah, it was just it wasn't one of my favorites for me, and that's kind of where I sit with the Falcon Winter Soldier. What about you, Omar?
I remember getting yelled at in this when we reviewed Falcon Winter Soldier. because I thought I said at one point maybe it might be middle of the road, but then again, my co-host was pregnant.
I wasn't playing time.
Hold on, I didn't say. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I ain't calling any names out. I just said
I'm out of water, Omar, and I feel more pregnant. I'm just kidding.
My co-host at the time was pregnant. So, you know, there were a lot of feelings coming out, and yeah, I agree with you. This is, I think, where it belongs. I think there were some good things that were happening. I think, absolutely Sam Wilson becoming at the end when they changed the title. I'm not going to say anything because people may have not seen it, but there were some stereotypical bad things, and I hate the idea. And I know that it became a freaking popular GIF of
the dancing,
Baron Zemo dancing, but that to me is that is everything that I don't like about the MCU is when they take a serious character like that. Keep in mind, this is a guy that destroyed an entire remember what happened in Civil War, right? Same guy, and he's out there dancing, and they're like, "Oh, he's cute. He's such a cute guy."
Dude.
No, what? This is not what the MCU should be about. This guy is a horrible human being. And I hated what they did with him. So that's where it belongs. Honestly, it's very, very close to go home, MCU. You're drunk, where you put She-Hulk. But hold on a second here. Bert is saying Falcon Winter Soldier fell apart. Agent Walker used the shield as a weapon of mass destruction. Greatest MCU episode. I also heard the original plot was changed from the virus, but we did get what's her name?
Valentina, Allegra Fontaine.
We did get that.
Yeah, we did get that. And
Zemo
it's always
season 2. You know it's coming.
Oh, he'll be doing something. I'm still surprised he didn't show up in the Thunderbolts lineup when they revealed it, but never say never. I think there's some things they are not revealing to us about Thunderbolts quite yet.
Who's they?
MCU, Disney, Kevin Feige, whoever we're talking about.
Hey, Ralph Boner was cute. Shut up, William Shatner's career. Best thing about the show was John Walker character. Didn't deserve the hate he got online. Actually,
he looked that way.
His character was good. Unpopular opinion. I like Falcon Winter Soldier. That's awesome if you did. This is just
this is our opinions. It does not mean anything.
I think Zemo and Sharon Carter, probably working with Val, are set up nicely for future Cap 4. All I know is Sam Wilson is in Cap 4, and who else? There was something else. Somebody else.
Tim Blake Nelson, the leader.
The leader from the
War?
All right.
There you go, guys. We can have that.
I think we can all agree Loki did it. Where did you find that?
I was telling you, I was looking up memes. Anyways.
Adorable. All right. I think this is where we're gonna split, Amanda. This is where you're gonna go off on me. But I'm gonna go with
Loki. Oh yeah, you're right. We did.
Loki to me is my go home MCU. You're drunk. I was not a fan of this one.
Wow. Okay.
And I'll tell you why. And this is just my opinion on Loki. I feel like they neutered my character of Loki. The sneaky, sleazy guy that always is 3 steps ahead of everybody into a character that became really submissive. I was not a fan of this one. It kind of pissed me off a lot. I remember Oddfellow and I reviewing this one, and I wasn't a fan of this one. And I know people like it, and it, like, again, it's just my opinion. I was just not a fan of this one. I did not like, even if you had not read the Loki comics, to see the scheming and how smart of a character he is, even if you were just coming from Avengers and, even Thor and Thor 2, you know what kind of character he is. And then to turn him around and to just not make him smart, just kind of destroy the character for me. And I will say it was fun. It was really great to see Mobius, tribute to the legendary Mark Grunwald. And there were a lot of things I liked about it. But much like you, there were things that you liked about She-Hulk. But to me, it was just, nah. Yeah. I did not like it. And I know you like Loki. So what did you think about the show? Where would you have put
I
it?
do like Loki, but I actually placed it right here. Oh, shoot, Omar. Darn
Oh,
it.
wait, first of all, you removed your screen. I can't share it. What are you doing?
There we go.
Okay. You just put it one up above mine.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it started to get a little long-winded right in the middle. I did like when you bring the variants together. But there was something missing with Loki's character. I know they needed to make him an anti-hero really fast because you're taking the Loki that was still Loki, bad Loki in Avengers 2012 and get him to the point of the Loki we see who gets killed in Infinity War, right? So they had to do that really quickly. And I also the ending was fine with the introduction of a version of Kang. And
I did love Silver Age Loki. Silver Age. No, I beg
what's his name? The old actor guy from
absolutely
Spice World?
I wanted more of him. I love that
Oh,
guy.
yeah, he was great. He was good in Spice World too.
And I beg to differ. Kang was a personification of everything wrong with MCU villains. Whimsical. I don't need that anymore. Get that shit out of here. Give me
I didn't care for him.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry. I thought I'm agreeing with you. I'm sorry.
No, I was like that whole ending. It was a letdown from where I was expecting the series to go, and I also agree about the neuterization of his character. Or the neutering. I guess that's probably the actual word. Neuterization just sounds more professional.
It's an event now.
It's an event. So it wasn't to me the worst because there were some great aspects. I mean, those Lokis fighting each other was pretty fantastic. I loved that. But yeah, this is just, it was there. And the fact is I love Loki, and the fact that I haven't revisited the series is very telling. There is a series we will talk about here soon that I have watched a lot actually.
Really? Okay.
Yes, but that's really because my daughter loves it. That's probably
Loki
why I
butchered the character Loki. I was really expecting Loki character from first Avengers throughout the show. And he did have a redemption arc, but even at the redemption arc of what was Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, he was still Loki, the scheming Loki, and I didn't get that. But again, my 2 cents, and there's going to be a season 2, so who knows? I mean, it could go either way. 6 out of 10. No, I found Loki so great of Owen. Dude, yeah, Owen Wilson is Mobius. Like I said, the late Mark Rummel. Absolutely, I love.
Yeah.
There were aspects of it that I did enjoy, but I don't think it was enough for me to be like, oh, this was a really great show.
Ooh, I like Josh has put a good point with the villain. Show me they're evil. Don't let him tell us that he's evil. I think that's a really good thing that I think is missing from a lot of these things that we're talking about. It's we have to be told they're evil, not that we're showing that they're evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when it comes to the villains.
But that is a really good point. I like that. I can't remember whose turn it is, but I'm gonna let you go next, Amanda.
Okay. So for me,
man, we ain't even hit the top. Come on, let's go to the top. Wait, I put one of my tops. Let me see one of your tops.
Okay, one of my tops. Okay, so I don't want to give you the tops.
You don't want to give me my tops. Okay.
Yeah. So one that I would put at the bringing us back to the movies.
I don't think I've shown any of mine.
I think that I'm actually going to go with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I didn't get to see this in theaters again because it did come out. Yeah, and but once I saw it, I actually enjoyed this film quite a lot. I love Trevor. I love his little animal. Neville.
I texted you when I said, let me tell you something. Iron Man 3 has been redeemed.
Yeah, I love Michelle Yeoh makes her cameo in it. I really love the idea that they did a really good job of introducing Shang-Chi and his world to us and this dimension. Yes, the ending with the villain, and it's very, very formulaic as far as the MCU is concerned. But I think the actors and their characters' relationships and things like that really make up for it. In the fight scenes, some of them were really fantastic. And Also, we get the Abomination coming back in this one. We get that cameo, right? And I know Omar's not a huge fan of Aquafina, but I do love her. I find her amusing. And I thought her and Sima Yao have really good they have really good chemistry. And I really enjoyed the two of them working together. I really did enjoy this film. I've seen this multiple times now. I really did like Shang-Chi way more than I thought I was going to. And I do love this. I mean, this is my favorite. Hold on. This is my favorite. That's so Marvel. Like, that's exactly what I expected. It's just great. I really enjoyed this film a lot. So that's why it's above the Disney Plus it. I wish I could have seen this in theaters. But I was massively pregnant at the time, so that's probably why I didn't see it.
Massively pregnant. That doesn't give you an excuse. Okay. There are a lot of things I loved about this movie. However, to me, I felt like we needed a villain. Again, I'm not going to spoil it, but we did not get a villain. We got somebody that was yeah, but at the end, it turns it around and it's like,
the monster's the villain.
Yeah. Like the dragon, and there was some pretty good CG. I wasn't expecting to go to the CG route of like Lord of the Rings thing. I had a lot of fun with it, and I had a lot of fun with rewatching it again. So honestly, it's a movie that brought me back to the theaters. Like, I'm glad I saw it in the theater instead of I also watched Black Widow in the theater, but nah, it was good. I will say that for me, it was one that you almost had to watch in the theater, and that's why I put it up in that tier of bringing us back to the theater.
Yeah,
it could have been a lot better. It really needed a villain. It needed some focus, but it really redeemed an arc of a character in Iron Man 3. I'm not going to give away what if you haven't seen it. But I remember texting Amanda going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I actually like this character."
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was
I love that twist in Iron Man 3, and you hated it.
I hated that twist.
I loved it, though.
The bus scene was amazing, choreographed well. I don't care if you're a fan of Razor Blade. I don't think anybody is. But it was just it was a fun movie. And I remember being one of the first, one of the early movies I saw back in the theater. Maybe that's why it stuck with me. So I agree with you.
Awesome. Okay, so we're on the same page there. So
we're on the same page. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Did you add it to yours?
Yeah, it's on mine already.
All right, go ahead. What's your next one?
Oh, you want me to go next?
Yes.
Dude. Okay. All right, sharing my screen.
I did. It is shared.
Oh, you did? Oh God. Okay. Moon Knight. Moon Knight belongs in the category of that's a yawn or whatever the hell I call that category. I'm sure it was witty. I'm sure it was pretty witty. No,
I think I came up with.
I'm sorry. What's that? Were you stealing my thunder?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Steal my thunder. That's
what
you do. You're funnier than I am. I think it belongs in this category because while it started off really good and there was a lot of potential. Mother of God!
Where are you going, Omar? What are you doing?
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. While it started off with some strong potential, I feel like it lost its footing. Like it didn't know where it was going to go. It didn't know what type of show it was going to be.
No.
And again, I was really tired of that Marvel, whimsical type of character. And I thought there were some really good things in there. I thought by episode 4, they were going to turn it around. And episode 4 was one of the better episodes of a lot of the MCU. However, episodes 5 and 6 just did not go the way that I thought, it should go to stand out above the rest. It just became your average show, and there was nothing special about it for me. And they even threw in elements of the Incredible Hulk in there, with elements of Moon Knight in there. First of all, you already have the identity dissociative disorder in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's that is in itself complex, but then you throw in the abuse, and I'm not spoiling things for people, and they didn't really do anything with it. and I wanted more. It was so disappointing. And then it became a big kaiju fight, and that's all I will say for spoilers. But that's why, to me, like I said, there were aspects of it that I did like. Yeah, that wasn't for me.
Well, Omar, you'd be happy to know that that's the exact same
I will
placement.
be happy to know that we agree on something.
The only episode that I really enjoyed out of this was episode 5, The Asylum, where we got to see why Steven even exists. That was a beautiful episode.
Oh, was it episode 5? I said 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're
5,
fine.
yeah.
I looked it up. I was like, wait a minute, what's he talking about?
What's he talking about is the story of my life.
Because that was just the tomb, and I was like, that was okay. I mean, that one had good like horror elements. I like the horror stuff. All right, sounds good, Torsten. But
you got the approval from Amanda. You can go now.
There was not enough Moon Knight. I mean, both versions of him in both costumes, was not enough of him. And then the way they had to wrap it up, it was a letdown for me. But that one episode, and Oscar Isaacs, he's such a great actor, and he did great with what he was given.
He was phenomenal in it.
I mean, he was fantastic, and I was like, why not?
Give him the script that he was given.
Give him like 3 more episodes to really flesh this out. 3 more episodes at least to flesh out the story, because there was just something missing. They had to rush it all at the end, and so it's the same placement for me there, Omar, for sure.
Okay. Here's from a Warlock 82. Also, sorry, you don't need to apologize if this is your opinion. Jonathan Majors says He Who Remains is like Immortus, was a brilliant portrayal of a more insane but not menacing version of Kang. Yes, and I understand that, but I think I'm at this point I was just tired of those type of characters, and I wanted somebody that was kind of like not bloodthirsty, one-dimensional, but I also don't need a Thanos. I don't need a character with a purpose. I wanted
just be evil,
something more. Yeah. I wanted something more than a whimsical villain. And I get the Immortus, Ramatut. I understand that, but I wanted a little bit more. Amanda, give me something from the top, baby. Come on now.
From the top. Let me look at my list. Okay, so
unless you got one from the top.
So let's just get it out of the way. Wakanda Forever. It wasn't the best of the best, and it had a lot to work against it, because it lost its lead early on, not due to things out of their control completely. So they had to rework an entire script. But what we got, and I know this could be fresh because we just saw this movie like 2 weeks ago, but
no spoilers, remember? No
spoilers, but the actors are phenomenal in this. I like the direction that they took a lot of the actors. Namor, Tenoch, he's fantastic. I can't wait to see what he does next. I loved how they changed up Namor's origins. I think it played well against Wakanda's origins, so I think that really worked well together. I think that Letitia Wright acted the crap out of her role. Same did Angela Bassett.
Oh, Angela Bassett.
I mean, and her arms, God bless America.
Those arms could get some kind of Oscar nomination.
So for me, it's, there obviously we talked about some of the problems on our review. If you want to go check that out, get onto our channel and check it out. Omar may put that in here somewhere, that way you can check out our review of Wakanda Forever, because it just happened. But overall, it's it's definitely top tier. It's not like for me the best of the best, but it's in the top tier for me, because even with all it had to work against, it still managed to deliver something that I was quite satisfied going to see it in theaters for. So definitely up there for me. What about you?
I agree. This is where I put it, and I put it there for a couple of reasons. I thought, again, we're judging Wakanda Forever outside of everything that happened in the real life, right? Whether it's controversial with the actress and the mask, or whether it was something horrible that happened to the main actor and they had to rewrite the script. You still have to judge a movie for what they give you at the end of the day. Yeah. And I feel like what I was given was a lot of fun, and it was really good. And then it was a really powerful story about loss and coping with loss. And my goodness, I wasn't expecting that. It was an emotional roller coaster. I really enjoyed it, and I think that's where I put it. I put it at the bring us back to the movies with their pelvic source. Absolutely, I thought it was a fun movie and rightly belongs there. Yeah.
Wait, your turn now.
Is it my turn?
Yep, pick one. Let's go.
All right, I got one. I don't know if you'll agree with me on this one, but I'm putting Miss Marvel up there.
Okay.
Bringing it back to the movies. I love Miss Marvel. I thought it started strong. It didn't go where I wanted it to go. But at the end of the day, when looking back at it, I really thought, wow, this is a unique character because not a lot of characters have their entire family with them.
Mm-mm.
A lot of character driven stories are because somebody loses their mom and dad. What is this? Literally superhero. How are you not dead? Miss Marvel's parents have no. Okay,
well, you just mentioned it. It's so true. So I thought this is good meme stuff.
That's good. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, you have a lot of comic book characters like that. Batman, Spider-Man. Somebody's always losing somebody. And then we have this really cute little innocent character whose father's trying to connect with her. And maybe it's because I have two little girls and I'm kind of dealing with this myself. I loved it. And on top of that, we threw in a bunch of history that I didn't know anything about. I had no idea about all this stuff that was happening. I thought it was a really good show. It was a lot of fun. And it ended where I thought it was going to end. And how did I like the mutant change without going into spoilers? Sure. Whatever. It's not the comic book. If I wanted to go read the comic book, I'll go read the comic book.
There we go.
Things can change in this. Like people have issues with Namor, and I get it. Bill Everett. I get the history. But to me, if I want to go back and read that, I can go and open up a collection to do that.
Yeah.
This is an adaptation of that stuff. And just to quote again, Garth Ennis, one of my favorite interviews I ever did on the show. The idea of these things, these TV shows and movies, is to get people to read these comics.
That is true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. You drunk too, King's Portal? How you doing, buddy? I'm kind of drunk too.
Oh, we did talk Hawkeye. You'll have to rewind us later, King's Portals, to talk about our Hawkeye.
That's where I'm putting. Where would you put Miss Marvel, Panda?
Same place.
Oh, right.
Miss Marvel, she's like a version of me when I was in high school.
She's a big old dork, huh?
No, like she's a female character I love to see on screen. I would love to show my daughter, which I did. She got to watch it with me. The ending, because they had to add in all of the cosmic elements and I did love the history because I think that is such a unique time in history to that we don't really ever focus on, at least in American cinema, right? So to get to see that here, I know like RRR and stuff like that, we can talk about all that stuff, but to see it play out in Ms. Marvel, I think was so poignant. But yeah, I get the end. They, of course, like any Marvel property we've seen so far on some of these on the list so far, they've wrapped it up a little too quickly. But I actually love Imani. She's great. I think she's fantastic.
And the fact that she's a fan of these things
makes it even better.
Horrible thing. It just makes it so much better. My goodness. Yeah. My goodness.
Exactly. I absolutely just adored her and her friends and her family and that community. Yeah. And I like the way they translated her powers. I get why they did what they did. Because they are going to introduce Mr. Fantastic. So they wanted to make her a little bit different from him. So I'm okay with those adaptations like that, just like with Namor, because it makes sense to me for these live action versions of these characters and where they fit into this overall, cinematic universe that's different from the comics. So I'm okay with all that. But yeah, it's high up there for me. Definitely enjoyed this show.
All right.
We're gonna be 4 properties left, so
we're gonna be sharing our viewers tiers too that we've got.
We are
after ours, so we got 4 left.
Yeah,
come on, baby, show me the top. Show me what do you got at the top, Panda? Yes.
Oh my gosh, Michael Giacchino's if that's how you pronounce his last name, Werewolf by Night is masterpiece. I loved this special. I wish that Marvel would focus and do a lot of these instead of these TV shows, because this was great. Yeah, Gael Garcia Bernal is fantastic in this as Jack Russell. We get Man-Thing, and I think I have a meme.
What do you got?
Yeah, I got the best part of waking up is Man-Thing with your cup. I mean, this show.
That's
I love that because I watched the special. I don't know if you got to, Omar, but
you can watch. You can email us nearmancon@gmail.com. Your tier. And I'll put the tier again right here. Here you go. Here's the tier. That link right there will take us to the tier. And people have already emailed us our tiers. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. And Laura Donnelly as Elsa. I love that actress from The Nevers. She was fantastic. And I'm sad that that's a show that we won't probably get to see more of, because it was the creation of Joss Whedon's, and it came out right around the time of all that crap happening. So we may not see it anymore on HBO Max, but I'm glad she's getting a chance now to join the MCU. I loved the overall feel of this, the everything. And I love the ending when everything goes from black and white to color and you get over the rainbow. It's so just, it was just a breath of fresh air, this whole movie, especially when the last thing I had seen Marvel-wise before this was She-Hulk and then Thor Love and Thunder. So this was like a breath of fresh air for me. Absolutely love this. One of my top tier. Yeah, I've watched this several times. It's going to be my Halloween thing from now on.
I'm glad you like this.
Yeah.
So for me, I absolutely love this. This is a throwback to those Hammer films. This is a throwback to the classic Universal black and white horror monster movies. Oh my gosh, it was so different and so good. Mm-hmm. And my goodness, yeah. I remember when I watched this and I texted you, and I think you hadn't watched it yet, but man, I loved it. I thought this was this is what I thought. Okay, this is what I want the MCU to do. I want them to do something different, and I loved it. Yeah, it was good, and this is kind of like. Now I want a Man-Thing special. Yeah. And then the following year I want an Elsa Bloodstone special. And then after that, we get Ghost Rider or wherever the hell the Dark Universe is going to go as far as Marvel. But yeah, I thought it was good. Plus, black and white. It feels like he was just told, yeah, do whatever. It's in black and white. So it shows blood. It was just like not your typical Disney thing.
You should watch. There's a special that's on Disney Plus about the making of this, but also about Michael Giacchino and how he, this man he's won Oscars for his, for his score for Up and things like that, right? He's a well-regarded composer, and then to want to switch over and to see if you watch the special, his brother and his family talks about how he would film, on an 8mm right back in the 80s and things like that. And growing up, oh, we forgot to show that one.
We didn't show that one.
I know. Oh, it's fine.
We didn't show this one either. I got to make room for the tears. Look at that. This is Black Panther Wakanda Forever without the context.
We're not trying to give anyone spoilers, but if you know.
No spoilers. You know. If you know, you know. I don't know what the Avatar people are doing there, but if you know, you know.
You know.
No,
anyways, so yeah, you should if anyone has a chance to watch that special about the director of making it, you should.
What's happening?
Yeah. Okay. Omar, do you have a play? Do you want me to share my next one or?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about WandaVision. It would have been the best of the best, except for Ralph Boner.
What? Ralph Boner was my issue with this goddamn show. What? You had it? Really?
I wanted him to be Quicksilver. I love Evan Peters. And I wanted him to be in the MCU. This pissed me off so much. No, but it is a fantastic TV show. This is the one that I watch a lot. My daughter loves watching when Wanda gets pregnant and has the children, and then she has the children. So we'll just start from that episode in the 60s when she has the babies, and we'll just watch it to the end. That's kind of what ends up happening in our house, because she just loves that whole thing. She loves Wanda.
I can't believe your kid watches WandaVision. It's such a complex show.
Right? And she loves Wanda. She loves her kids. And I loved it was so creative the way they went about filming it. And I know, and it was the first show that gave us, right after such a long-winded time, it was the first show that gave us the whole, we have all these theories and Mephisto and all that stuff. It was the first for everyone, right? It was that show that gave us all that. We have to connect all the dots and where do they all land? And so for me,
if I hear Mephisto one more time,
he will show up.
And the best. And I mean the
very
best. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Everyone's saying
two of the best things that came out of WandaVision. My goodness. Yes, Darcy. She's in the comics now. She's in the comics. It's legit. Yes, sir. Look, yes. People know what's up.
People know. But for me, I loved WandaVision. It had its flaws towards the end. But we did get to see two visions philosophize each other until they into defeat. I don't know what happened really, but that comes in. But yes. Daniel D said he's coming in late. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? So Daniel, we're ranking the MCU Phase 4 projects right now. We're almost at the end. As you can see, we have 2 left. Now, this is my rankings. Omar has a different one, but for the most part, we've been on the same page. There we go. You can see
I disagree. I think WandaVision deserves top.
I loved
it. I never, despite of the, how pissed I was at Ralph Boner.
You're also missing one on yours too. Oh no, you're not. Never mind.
What? Dude, I love that show. Every week I had a lot of fun just breaking down the episodes with you, talking about the Easter eggs, talking about the possibilities of what could happen. And remember what I was like, I wanted her to go bad at the end. But it was such a nice little sweet closure that I was like, okay, I don't want her to go bad. I'm okay with her, getting her ending, getting her sweet closure. But man, I loved it. I thought it was great. So yeah,
there we go.
It was a nice ending for that show, and I took care of the bots. Anybody else sees bots?
Oh, I saw it.
Hell yeah! Put freaking Werewolf by Night up at the top. Where you at, Tevon? Come on now. I love Hammer movies, man.
He gave Omar Disney's white.
I wanted that damn white Vision, baby.
And now we get Vision Quest.
Thank you again to our moderators for taking care of the bots.
Thank you. Love those bots.
No, we do not. No, please quit summoning them. All right, Panda, take us out. We gonna end this on a happy note or on a bad note? How are we gonna end this?
I don't know. Okay. With either way, the last 2 films. Either way, guys, you're gonna get a strong reaction from me depending on those films.
Strong reaction is what people want.
And I was drinking wine, so I don't know.
I'm still, dude. I am a lot of beers and liquors in. So
let's start with. All right,
another one.
Let's go ahead and let's just get it out of the way, guys. I don't know what went wrong with this film.
Whoa!
I don't know what went wrong with this film, except that Taika was given free reins and he was just having a blast wherever they were filming with Rita Ora and Tessa Thompson, and just let things go out of control. What makes me the angriest about this film is they took 2 amazing storylines from Jason Aaron's Mighty Thor and Thor runs and completely just demolished them. For me, I know we talked about this in adaptation attitude, but when you have a writer that has such good meat and bones there and you just stripped it away for a freaking long running gag about goats, and they're laughing goats forever, and Korg, everything has to be a joke. It ruins what potentially could have been two individually great story arcs with Thor, but turned into a big jumbled mess with floating heads, not so great CGI in some places, and
someplace,
and just giving poor Thor, he had a story arc, and then they completely ruined his story arc. And this film, I can't even here, you want to see this? There you go. This is like Zeus, like even with Zeus, and like all I wanted to see was a bunch of gods get killed, and I couldn't even get that. They all get killed off camera. Even Sif gets shafted because she can't even she loses an arm, but they have to make jokes about it. Why are you going through all this?
Yo, I'm trying to go through the stupid thing. We downloaded so many of them, and I can't.
I feel bad because if you guys have been following the news lately, you know that Chris Hemsworth, they just did his show Limitless just came out on Disney Plus. It's a Disney Plus National Geographic. It's a more of a National Geographic. He goes out and tests the limits of his body. And one of the episodes he decided to air, even though Disney said, do you want to, is where he finds out that he has an 8 in 10 chance of getting Alzheimer's disease because he has a ticker for it. And he's talked about taking time off from acting and things like that to focus on his family because he realizes that he might need to start doing something about his health. And, it's hard to talk about this because I love Chris Hemsworth and all that stuff. But this film, I'm really sad this was his denouement I'm assuming, of his Thor run. I would have rather just been Endgame and he went off on his adventure with Guardians. I don't know.
Let's not write him off. I mean, he can come back. And honestly, I mean, I think of people like was it what's her name? Oh my goodness. She just said that she was diagnosed with cancer and she's lived a good life and she's ready to die. Oh my goodness. What? Not Farrah Fawcett. Help me out here, Panda. Yeah, that's it. Jane Fonda.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think of, yes, there is a chance that he could get it and he's thinking about life, but think about how much he's given us. And it feels so weird to talk about this movie when talking about that.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I feel like that's not on him. I mean, he's an actor and he did what he could. But
yes,
there was a beautiful story in here. I remember going to the theater and my brother was laughing and I'm like, stop. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, what? This is Tommy. He's like, I like Taika. And I'm like, no, this is. And I think I changed his mind when I was like, this was not a good movie. Like, this was a really weird, bad, poorly scripted movie. Whenever you have children kidnapped, and I brought this up during our review, and like,
yeah, you did.
And they're joking as she's tickling his nose when he's talking to the children, like, hey, don't be scared, we're coming to get you. What is this even movie about? Like, what like, I feel like Christian Bale was acting in a different movie than everybody else.
He was acting like a Zack Snyder movie, and everyone else was acting in a Taika Waititi movie that went off the rails.
You're saying that because it's black and white, but
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Now,
but I mean, even like Valkyrie's character, right? And we talked about this. Like, she was a kind of a badass, but she decides to sit the last battle out, even though she says she wants to die in battle. What a reversal of the character! Like, this, it's just, yeah. You want to talk about neutering a character, man. I don't know. This movie did a lot to a lot of characters.
I feel like Taika can handle funny and
he can
drama because he did it in Jojo Rabbit, and I feel like it's there, and there's something there because he was able to do it in Thor Ragnarok, the loss of his father, and having to deal with this crazy sister that just came out of nowhere. It's just, what was the purpose of any of this?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe they paid loyalties to Guns N' Roses like their entire appetite. No, Use Your Illusion won, man. It was
I know.
So weird. The whole One Wish thing was stupid too. Couldn't someone have
right?
Lady Thor had such an epic ending in the comics. Let's not ruin what happened in the movie, but it's a lot different. So there were a lot of issues with this movie, and there was every time I go back to this, I'm like, was there something that was there that was a saving grace? And for me, no, there wasn't.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Here we go.
So you put
Thor Love and Thunder.
Thor Love and Thunder wasn't the bottom of the barrel for you?
No, it was. I'm moving things around because you weren't telling me I was sharing my screen there. Okay, it was bottom of the barrel. It was bad. Okay, there we go. So yes, let's end it on a happy note because for me, No Way Home was everything I've been wanting to see in movies. Remember when Infinity War came out? I'm like, what I want to see is Thanos punch Spider-Man and he becomes Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And you were like, that'll never happen. And I'm like, one day it will.
And it did.
And it did.
Oh my gosh.
Granted, it took a few years, but it did.
Yes.
One could say this movie was 20 years in the making. Spider-Man came out in 2002.
2002. Yeah, it was
19 years. I love this movie. Yeah, there were some small little issues. I don't care. It was great. I mean, that's my top 4. It's different than Amanda's, and it's probably different than most people's. But I loved it. I have nothing really bad to critique about this movie. It was to me what a perfect comic book movie should be. I loved it. I laughed. I cried. It was emotional. It was beautiful. It was funny. And I have not seen the extended version. I'm just
not either
on this.
Yeah,
I loved it. I thought it was the exact opposite of what Thor was.
It'd be the exact opposite because it had confidence. But yeah, it's at the top of my list. And
hey, you copied off my list, man.
No, I love Spider-Man. You all know that. You all know I love Tom Holland. It's no secret. That doesn't necessarily mean that every one of his things have been a hit, but this film, I mean, I can't even put into words and make me cry. I love this film. I've watched it so many times since it has come out in theaters.
How have you not seen the director's cut?
Well, because I think I'll have to buy. I don't know if you can buy it online. And we've been buying digitally.
The extended cut is even better. Woo!
I know. I just seeing Andrew, seeing Toby, even
the bro chat before the final battle, dude. Yes.
Oh, everything about this, they did it so perfectly. They were able to they bring these characters back after all this time, and they still were able to embody what each of those characters represent. That's how good the writing was. Like Toby's personality didn't change. Andrew's personality didn't change from their original iterations of Spider-Man, and of course, neither did Tom Holland's.
And wow,
I know. The May thing. I mean, poor Peter and never mind. Okay, never mind. We're not going to talk about other spoilers for other movies.
Poor Peter.
Yes, poor Peter. Losing everyone, and then the wish or the wish at the end, and everything about this film is it was for me utter. And then him getting to be like he's now reborn, right? And he has that awesome Spider-Man costume, and he's the Peter Parker that we all have wanted him to be, right? That we see going out in the streets, and that it gave me hope for what the future of the franchise is going to look like. I felt
I love that people know this shit.
Oh my gosh, right? You have no idea when Iron Lad shows up.
I'd never hear the end of it.
I'm so excited. Yes. When him and Ty Simpkins, I'm so excited. It's going to be phenomenal.
I can't believe she still knows.
And they're going to fight about who Tony Stark loved more. And it's going to be great.
I can't believe she knows that kid's name.
I can't wait. No, I know it could be biased, but I don't think it's biased because I think a lot of people agree. I think the critics agree. This is a phenomenal film. I think the amount of money it made in theaters would agree that this is the best of the MCU Phase 4, hands down. Like, yeah. It made me excited for Doctor Strange. That's why I think I was a little let down with Doctor Strange after it was all said and done. And yeah. But the fan service was okay for me. Even like it wasn't like pandering. It was perfectly placed in the film where it felt appropriate to be. It didn't feel like it was complete pandering, which sometimes we get those from places.
See, to me in the comic books, I actually like this stuff. Let's bring all these lethal villains inside a get together. That's what I love about the Sinister Six. Like whenever you put the Sinister Six inside of a comic book, oh my god, it makes absolutely no freaking sense because why would they do that? Why would they even trust each other? Why is Doc Ock? Why is anybody trusting Doc Ock? Oh man, I
or
love
Norman.
That's what it matter. I love how they were tripping over organic web. I just didn't like that bit of Peter alone in the comics. Peter has never been completely alone. He's always had someone in his life. And again, it's different than the comics, so I get it. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it gave us a nice closure for the character, even though we never got a real Spider-Man movie, right? Like we never got a true Spider-Man movie. It was always Tom Holland in the shadows of Iron Man, Tom Holland in the shadows of Iron Man with his Iron Man armor, and now Tom Holland in the shadows of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. And I feel like we never got that movie with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Which and it sucks, but I would have loved to have seen that. But for what it was, come on, man. Like years in the making. More so than Avengers.
Yeah.
If you can believe it. More so than X-Men Days of Future Past. I love this movie. I think top tier for me too.
Absolutely. And it shows how good of an actor Andrew Garfield is because this man had to walk around for He had to walk around for months telling people he was not in the film because he was also he was the only one of everyone else who's promoting something prior to Spider-Man, which was Tick Tick Boom and the movie with Jessica Chastain where he played her Tammy Faye, the Eyes of Tammy Faye Baker. And he had to go around pretending he wasn't in it and playing werewolf, even though he was the werewolf. And he was fantastic doing that. It was hilarious. All the memes and all the videos that came out just showing Andrew Garfield lying for 4 minutes straight. Fantastic. I can't get enough of it. I can't say enough about this film. And we even get to see, Norman Osborn get to be more of like the Green Goblin Norman Osborn. I mean, God.
Willem Dafoe
he's so villainous.
Excellent in this movie.
Yes. Like you want to talk about a good villain. I thought he was an excellent villain in this. Yeah. Where he still was villainous. He had some good qualities, but it wasn't like he had a good point like a lot of our other villains do these days where, I can see his point of view. No, he is a villain. Like he's the Green Goblin and he needed to be cured. And I did like that idea that this is our Tom Holland, or our Spider-Man in this universe. He wants to try to fix everyone. That's always what all of them try to do, right? That's what Andrew Garfield tried to do in the first Amazing Spider-Man. But the lizard still died. Anyways, that is, I think, for both of us right there at the top.
I put that at the very bottom, actually. I don't want to get killed. No, honestly, mine and yours are very similar. I'm surprised I put more at the top tier than you did. And we disagreed on Loki, and that's okay. We disagreed on She-Hulk. You actually hated She-Hulk more than I did.
Yes. And maybe for different reasons, but yes,
for different reasons. Yes, for different reasons. And that's okay. So now Amanda is going to share some of our viewers.
Yes. So we have quite a few. So we have your first name.
Yeah, go ahead and read maybe the last letter of their last name.
Okay, so this is Victor Von D. Oh, who's sharing stuff?
Nope. Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
All right, so Victor Von D, very similar to
Victor Von D. I think it's Victor Von Doom.
Oh, okay.
What?
I don't know. So that's who this person is. They placed Hawkeye at the very bottom. So a little bit different than where Omar and I placed Hawkeye. And also Shang-Chi and Ms. Marvel ended up way down on their list as well. they liked Thor: Love and Thunder a lot more than Omar and I did, and Falcon and Winter Soldier and What If. So that's an interesting one. And She-Hulk and Moon Knight really got high up there on their list. Let's go ahead and see another one, Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom. Is that like what's his name? Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton in the 80s movie?
Love that movie. That's a good movie.
Yeah. So obviously very different. Eternals, Thor: Love and Thunder. These people are trolling us, right? Their responses, I'm just trying to make sure.
Wow, no, they're not.
They're not.
These are real people that emailed us their rankings.
That's awesome.
So, and some of them are watching tonight, Amanda.
Oh, yes. Well, that's just
so nobody's trolling us, right?
All right, so here is Hayden's. So Hayden has quite a lot at the top, which is awesome. And since I've talked to Hayden personally as well, I see these very much. I would agree. This is what I would believe Hayden would pick. So this makes sense. He put What If way at the bottom there, and gave everything else pretty much middle of the road. But they had quite a few high roads too here. So let's see what James had to say. Nothing. James didn't have anything in the top. James, I appreciate that you didn't put anything in the bottom. That you are very optimistic and giving everything a chance. I appreciate that. But we have, obviously Wakanda Forever, very similar to ours, where they sit in the top tier. Let's see what Missy R. Oh, Madison.
That's on me. I'm trying to rename things over here. Go ahead, Amanda.
Oh, when you rename it, do you actually click? Oh, okay. I see.
Here we go.
That's my ranking. All right, here's Missy R. Again, very optimistic. Wow. Nothing at the bottom of the tier at all. So that's impressive. Revolver 98. Only had Eternals at the very, very bottom. And clearly a big fan of Wanda, because I see that she's right there at the top. Ross B. Again, nothing at the bottom. Excellent. So we have a lot of folks that are really enjoying a lot of the Marvel projects, which is good, because that just means that Marvel will keep creating this stuff well into phase 8, 9, and 10, however long we get. Shane D. Here's Shane D's picks. And then, Mad Boy 101 had a lot at the bottom. Not a fan of quite a few properties. The WandaVision and Werewolf by Night, I'm really interested to hear that take on that one. Oh, we have a lot of chats. It's hard for me to keep up with both of them. I am not half Latino. I am his cousin by marriage. So that's where I come in the play. My origins are from Germany and Czechoslovakia. Let's see what other ones we have. We have Torsten. We have Torsten's ratings here. We have Raphael Hughes. Whoa, Raphael. Nothing quite really got Raphael's fancy. Spider-Man came close, but nothing really just hit it over the top for them. Let's see what Jaden has. Jaden, quite a few there at the top. Really much just She-Hulk at the bottom. Shang-Chi, not a fan of Shang-Chi on this round. Mike A, nothing at the bottom. But again, top tier, just a couple of them. Most everything else, middle of the road. Let's see what Trish M had to say. So Trish M, pretty much well portioned out. Only Shang-Chi at the bottom, but everything else is pretty much, she really definitely enjoyed a lot of it. Fred B, what are you doing? You're not even here. I'm like,
this cord off my freaking camera. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm doing this because Omar's not in the camera frame. This is Fred B's. Let's go through my T-Rod 86. Here is T-Rod 86 ranking. Then we've got Jet Mars ranking.
Yeah, that's an anime.
Yeah.
You don't.
Gwendonian. Oh, I probably mispronounced that. I am so sorry.
Gosh, you're so dumb.
Oh, you changed the ratings. That's a new one. So S for spectacular, A for amazing, B for better, B minus, C could have been better. Haven't watched. I do like
I haven't
that.
watched it though. That's good. That's honest.
Yeah,
right?
I'm glad that you put that on there because that holds you. That holds you accountable for the not giving ratings for things you haven't watched. Because we did not put I Am Groot on this list, the little shorts, because I don't think neither one of us have watched those shorts.
You don't know. I've watched a lot of I Am Groot. Thank you very much.
They were on in the background when my daughters watched them, but I don't think I've actually watched them.
I forgot to vote. Everything Endgame is bottom tier.
You can still put one in.
That's all of MCU for, man.
Yeah, there's Duncan's. I'm just gonna go through some of these. Hanti.
Are you still sharing your stupid screen? There you go.
Oh, is that what's going on? Amen K. Jack M.
Wow, Jack hated She-Hulk so much. Wow, look at this. Hold on a second here. Disney Plus it. Wow, that's a lot of Disney Plus it.
There was someone else who had the same thing too. We have a lot of comments coming in now. The trend of Morbius missing is quite disturbing. Yes. I'm so sorry. Can you help me?
My name gets butchered a lot. It's fine. Gwydion. What did you say? What did you say?
Is it Gwydion? I don't know. I think
it's like Gwydion.
I apologize. As someone who now has a last name that no one can pronounce, I apologize.
I can pronounce it.
Well, you have it. So yes, that makes sense.
Okay. I didn't know we were gonna call each other out. Go ahead. What's next?
Matt G.
Oh.
Okay.
Matt did not hate anything.
No. Bar, evenly distributed, fairly similar to ours.
Wow, look at Bar. Not a fan of Thor, but really, really dug Far From Home, huh?
Yeah. Let's see. Joss H, another one who's not a fan of Thor.
Was there somebody that put it at the top?
Yes, I think there was actually. I think that's why I asked them. Are they trolling me? That's why I was asking. But
why would you ask that? Why can't people express their opinions without
they
trolling?
Do. No, I think people do like Thor: Love and Thunder. I believe that wholeheartedly. All right.
Gwydion is saying that.
Okay,
thank you.
Okay,
right.
I apologize. I apologize.
I'm just kidding. He could be agreeing with you.
Oh. Lunatic Moon. And then we got William Lee.
We're not supposed to give last names, William L.
Oh, sorry, William L.
Give the last name, man.
Well, because Lunatic Moon was not a real name, so I read the whole thing. I mean, unless
that's not a real name.
I mean, like, again, could be. I don't know anymore. Ryan S.
I gotta come after these people.
Ryan S. And we got one more for y'all tonight. Travis C.
All right, Travis C. Playing it safe here.
Yep. A lot of these are on par with us, which is great.
With me anyway,
yeah. Yes.
I don't know about you.
Matt wants to know, out of the 30 MCU movies, what is your favorite? Oh God. Okay.
You ready? Ladies first.
Oh shit.
Look,
Avengers
how
1.
much of a deep thinker she is. Passing out. All right.
I did almost pass. No, Avengers 1. That's my it's
God dang it, Amanda, quit taking my answer.
I mean, if that is we actually were just rewatching that my husband was homesick and he's like, I want to watch the Avengers again. I was like, okay. So you can't go wrong. Joss Whedon's writing and directing, and it's fantastic. It was it's what led us to what we have now. So yeah, there we go. Oh, Omar, what was your favorite before we get to transcend to Travis's?
I hate that you took my answer. You said the exact same thing I said.
I'm sorry.
Damn it. Oh, now I got to come up with something original. Oh.
You could still say
Eternals.
Okay, here. William Lee, who I'm so sorry I said your last name on, even though he's titled that. Now I'm going to put him on air on blast again. You should take out any Avenger that's almost cheating. I do agree with you that. So why don't we do that? No Avengers.
Right. No Avengers movie, even though Amanda took my Avengers movie and gave my exact same copy and paste reasons.
Go ahead. What's your favorite MCU movie?
No, ladies first. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to steal it from you.
No, you're not going to steal it from me. You got this. What's next? Come on, Panda. You got this. Think about it. Winter Soldier for me.
Captain America Civil War for me.
Okay, good. I was going to say, don't think my Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier would be my next one. I know Civil War gets like a lot of, when you really... Awesome what? Winter Soldier? Oh, it's fantastic.
Absolutely. It was freaking phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
You go ahead and give your reasons why Civil War.
Well, first is the introduction of Spider-Man.
You're cheating. It's Avengers 2.5.
Still cheating. Someone say that? Did someone say
I'm saying it.
I know, but I do love the interaction. I guess I just love those movies. Okay. I'm going to not say that.
No, you can say, no, it's okay. It's still a Captain America movie, so that still counts.
It is technically, it's a Captain America movie, yeah.
I don't think technically it's still a Captain America movie.
Title that, but it really is an Iron Man and Captain America story. You be the judge. So
I am being the judge, and I'm telling you it's called Captain America.
Jose said the Dark World is a masterpiece now. And yeah, after Thor Love and Thunder, I actually do prefer that. What?
What makes you think I'm saying something about you? I'm not saying shit. I'm just listening.
I don't know.
The Dark World is a masterpiece now. I don't know about that. I still think that Love and Thunder is better. But you know what? We will rank our movies one day. Winter Soldier was everything. Oh, I love that movie. That was great.
It really was
really unexpected. And I like Captain America: The First Avenger. I thought it was a good movie. But Winter Soldier was phenomenal. It just took it. God dang it. Are you serious, Amanda? This is what you do?
I didn't do that.
It took it a step above where I thought it was going to, where these comic book movies are going. It was excellent. I was exactly like the espionage aspect of it. I thought it was great. It was a good movie. No,
definitely. It is. I mean, if I knew that you weren't going to pick that, or if I knew you weren't going to pick that, I would have said it. But I knew you were going to say Captain America: Winter Soldier. So
you did.
For me, Civil War is next on that list.
I like Guardians 1.
Followed by like Iron Man 3 and
no, shut up. Iron Man 3 better than Iron Man 1. Get the fudge out of your own channel, man. Are you serious?
No.
Iron Man 3 better than Iron Man.
No, Guardians would probably be next on my list. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. That's a great film. And I know we have it's so easy to get overshadowed by but let's not forget those Guardian movies. I mean, not that James Gunn was his thing already, but without those movies, he wouldn't, DC wouldn't have probably picked him up for Suicide Squad and
James Gunn,
best peacemaker ever.
Gunn did Slither and what else?
I know, but I'm just saying, when if
they took a chance with that guy
and made it a hit. Yeah, they took a chance. And if he didn't make Guardians 1 and 2 hits and then kind of lost out with Disney because of some stupid random Twitter tweet that was a joke that he made a long time ago, DC never would have picked him up that fast and used him. And then we would never have gotten Peacemaker, which is arguably one of the best TV shows of this year.
I mean, seriously, that's up there for me. Maybe we can rank the TV shows this year, but it was
a lot of fun. We should do best superhero TV shows, or just maybe TV shows in general. I don't know. It's hard to say. But Peacemaker,
She-Hulk is up there for me. It's been all downhill since Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. I actually like Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. We were gonna do a "What's It Really That Bad" on the Punisher one day, and I thought it was a good movie. What I loved about Winter Soldier is why it's my favorite. It's so close to Brubaker's run, which is my favorite cap. Guys, it's 4 a.m. I'm gonna take off. Thank you for a good time. And all you do, Omar and Amanda, the chat. Have a good day. Dude, you take care.
Have a good night, Alex. Go to bed.
The boys, though. The boys would be good. Matt just loves Black Panther so much he just loves shouting out Black Panther in the middle.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Just in case you forgot.
Anyway,
wait, no, he likes Black Panther most out of all the movies.
Yes.
Gotcha.
There's a reason.
Yeah, is there anything before we wrap up tonight, Panda?
No, we're gonna try it. So next week is Thanksgiving here in the United States. Everyone who is not in the United States, I know we have fans not in the United States. So it is Thanksgiving week. I'm traveling, but we're going to, we want to do an Andor wrap up because obviously on Wednesday night, because episode 11 came
12.
out yesterday, and then 12 will come out. Yeah.
Interrupted her.
And then 12 comes out next week. So we're going to try to do an Andor wrap up for sure Wednesday. And then depending on how my travel goes, try to do a Guardians, maybe not Friday. We may have to do a Guardians holiday special, maybe like Saturday or Sunday or something like that. Maybe a Sunday special because it just depends on my traveling. Because I'll be driving home from somewhere that's a long distance.
Yes.
But for sure, we are going to do Andor 11 and 12. We're going to review that on Wednesday. So if anyone wants to talk about some Cassian with us, how it wraps up, very excited to talk about it, then join us next Wednesday.
And one thing we forgot to do is put our Reels Talk logo up the whole time. So now is a good time to remind you all to smash that like button and check us out on Patreon. It's a great way to support the channel. And yeah, we're on Spreadshop. And that's all I've got. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. for the comic book Q&A. Eastern Standard Time. You're more welcome to join me, Amanda, if you want to.
I got nothing better to do.
Calling you out.
Calling me out? I should have some time unless I go shopping. Or clean my house to get ready for Christmas.
You're going to be going anyway. All right.
So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at NearMintCon. Remember to check out on Spreadshop, like Omar said, for some great near mint condition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month or more. You can support us here with what we do for all of you and for ourselves. And then remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint. Good journey, everyone. We will see you all on the flippity flop.
Yes.
Same bat channel.
Yep.
Which other ones can I say? Are you gonna hang up?
Are you ending this?
No, you.